Hello everyone, Xfluent here, and today we are talking about Thorns. So this build is inspired by himself, Karl Torak, and I've seen plenty of the comments, people saying that they do not get enough Thorns damage, Thorns reflect if we can say so. So I just decided to try this out myself and see how it goes. I respect to this one at around level 35, and then I went to Warbringer. So let's start with the items. So what I would like to use here is our main weapon from the Act 1, where we start our warrior journey, because it basically gives little splash damage itself. And we put one rune for gain 30 life per enemy killed. Now the helm build without this helm will not work, because this helm gives Thorns can retaliate against all hits. Means not only melee hits but ranged attacks is also reflected. Also it gives some Thorns damage and so on. And also we put the runes for the Thorns damage as well. Next one is the amulet, which is giving us shitload of block chance and maximum block chance, and we allocated Marrying Motion for extra block chance. Shield, nothing too fancy, we just need basically life if you can get, resistances and physical torrent damage. Then we go to the first ring, which gives us a little bit of elemental resistances, a lot of critical hit chance, and consecrated ground, which is a little bit quality of life because it gives some life regeneration while we're stationary. Armor, nothing too fancy once again, all we need is life, resistances, and physical torrent damage, also equipped with the runes of the increasing torrent damage. Another regular ring is one rare one, where we want basically once again resistances, life if you can get, and nothing much else. Now the gloves. This is basically the only gloves that gives us Thorns damage, and it gives a little bit of critical damage bonus. Also we're putting in runes for Thorn damage. Belt, same story as with an armor, we just want life, resistances, and Thorns damage if we can get. And the boots, which gives us physical Thorn damage, but the most important thing is Thorns critical hit chance, which is 25%, and we cannot get it this amount anywhere else. So this is the items. Most of them are really cheap, like 1 or 2 exalts. Most expensive ones I think is runes. I bought them in bulk, like 5 exalt each, but you don't need all of them at this level in campaign. You can do it with only few of them. Now we can go through the skills. So for the main skill we are using Rake, as it gives a little bit of AoE and we can use it as movement skill. We use Barbs just because we can retaliate our Thorns damage towards the monster's back. We're using Stomping Ground for little AoE, and we're using Quill Burst, which is almost the same as Barbs. We're just giving retaliation damage, which we have dealt with Thorns. We're using Scavenge Plating because this gives a lot of Thorns damage, and we're using it with Thorskin once again because it increases our Thorns damage. We're using Persistence, and we're using Physical Mastery because it increases the Scavenge Plating skill level itself and it scales our Thorn damage. So now we can move towards the skill tree. So for this ascendancy we're using Warbringer because of Anvil's weight, because It breaks armor equal of 10% of hit damage dealt, it including Thorns. Then I chose for Jade Heritage because it's just basically 10% of physical damage mitigation. And of course we're taking Rainless Training, so we don't need to care about our shield block chance itself. And we're using Turtle Charm, where it can block all damage from hits. So it's basically the best in slot what we can choose. And in passive tree we're just going through around all of those skills. We're taking Cruel Methods, we're taking Lay Siege, we're taking Voracious, we're taking Vengeance, and we're taking Bloodthirsty. So we are going to this little Goring node here, and then we're moving upwards for some block chance, and we're gonna move up right here for some nodes, which is most of them is on the top place. So this is about the items and the skill gems and passive tree, and now we can do some little map showcase how it's done, and you'll see by yourself. I mean, this is basically can work as no button build because you just basically do not even need to attack. The mobs attack you and they die. Of course, if you attack them yourself, you just do more damage. So it depends on yourself what you want to do, but we can see how does it work and how the mobs will die. So let's find some of the mobs and we'll see how it's done. Okay, we just need to get some scavenge plating, and here we go. As you can see, my life bar almost doesn't move at all, and we do not care at all. Like, look, this is rare guy, and he cannot do anything. He can just stay here and watch until he will kill himself, or you can help him a little bit more skill and he is dead. So there's no issues whatsoever. There's no problem at all. Is it mobs ranged or melee? All of them get reflect or thorns. I just prefer to call it reflect. So yeah, as you can see, we're just cruising through the map without even thinking. As I said, if you want, you can use the skill. If you don't want, you can just basically stay in one place and wait. We can actually try to get some mobs around right here, and we can just basically stay and watch how they will kill themselves. See? They're just all dying by themselves. So this is pretty easy gameplay, like feels like cheating, to be honest, because you don't need to do anything much. Basically one button or no button, however you want to call it or however you want to prefer it. So this is the update on this build. It feels actually great. I'm at Act 1 Cruel right now. I'm level 45, zone level is 47, and as you can see, it just goes through and melts the mobs. Probably the clear speed isn't the fastest, but whenever you feel Immortal, it's just good feeling, you know? So that's about it about this build. I'll keep you guys watching this until we can clear the map, and you'll see that it does everything pretty fine without any issues.